Pastor Mark Biltz here from Shaddai Ministries. Thank you again so much for watching, and make sure to subscribe and share. Also, please like this video, and we would love to hear your comments. Thanks again for watching. Bye-bye. But look at this in 1 Samuel 12, 16 through 19. Samuel says, "Now therefore stand and see this great thing which the Lord will do before your eyes. Is today not the what harvest? And when shall out? It's the wheat harvest." And Samuel says, "I will call to the Lord, and he will send thunder and rain, that you may perceive and see that your wickedness is great, which you have done in the sight of the Lord, in asking a king for yourselves." So Samuel called to the Lord, and the Lord sent thunder and rain that day, and all the people greatly feared the Lord and Samuel. And all the people said to Samuel, "Pray for your servants to the Lord." I think it's not to the Lord our God, to the Lord your God. They don't even claim him as God. "That we don't die, for we have added to all our sins the evil of asking a king for ourselves." Do you know this very moment is also the same moment as when Amalek attacked? That's why I'm telling you, ER, the last 2 weeks of ER is all about physical battles, spiritual battles. And here, this is the time they didn't want God to reign over them. Now, the problem is the Torah's blessings and or its punishments are visited upon all the people of Israel. There's a collective obedience or disobedience. And as you know, this means that often righteous people may find themselves suffering because of the sins of the wicked, but also wicked people may find themselves blessed on the part of those who are being righteous. And this is why we find in this Torah portion about liberty, look what it says in Leviticus 25, 17 and 19. It says, "Don't wrong each other, but fear your God, for I am the Lord your God. Therefore you shall do my statutes, keep my ordinances, and do them, and then you will dwell in the land in safety. The land will yield its fruit, you shall eat your fill, and dwell in safety." How many of you know Israel has not dwelt in safety since they've been created 74 years ago? They're in their 75th year. Well, I think part of that has to do with they're not following God's laws. Now, here's the concern. If you don't plant the 7th year, and if you're a farmer and you also don't plant the next year as well, because it's a Jubilee, well, then the 3rd year you plant, but you're not going to eat it until like the next year. What are you going to eat when you have several years in a row you're not planting? Well, look what it says here. Leviticus 25, 20 and 21. If you say, "What are we going to eat the 7th year if we don't plant?" God says, they say, we won't sow, we won't gather our increase. And God says, "Well, then I will command my blessing upon you in the 6th year, and it will bring forth fruit for how many years?" I don't know if you understand the concept of that. What that means is this: in the 6th year, God would give them a 3-fold increase of fruit. Isn't that what it says? But for 500 years, they didn't care. They still wanted to continue to work the land. They didn't care. You don't need faith if you get a 300% increase. Why? You don't need any faith to rest, and yet they didn't want to rest with God. But the other thing is this. How many of you have ever heard of false prophets? Who in their right mind would tell a nation every 6th year you're going to get a 300% increase except God? This proves there's a God.